Hello, and welcome back to Going Medieval. We're on, I think, maybe the finale video? I think we're on episode 10. We're about, I don't know, 25 hours probably into this campaign. We are just waiting on 3 pilgrims to show up, spreading the word to let us become the center of pilgrimage. We have our little chapel added in here. You go up the church through the 2nd floor, and we have our special stuff here. We have our holy reliquary. Oh, his door is closed. He's normally a skull who looks out that window. He's been very, very funny. We're also joined today by my cat Mona, who wants to hang out on stream. She's just going to be vibing. We're recording a little late today, so she's like, what's going on? Let's get up. We're working on a few other little makeshift projects at the same time. Mostly, I want to set up some proper smelting underneath your blacksmith, and then maybe do some brewery underneath the tailor afterwards. It is taking us a really long time to dig out the blacksmith, and I've been wondering why it's taking so long, and then I remembered that the entire underneath the blacksmith is actually coal. This is all one massive coal vein, which is precisely why it's taking so long. And, yeah. So unlike dirt, which is pretty quick to dig through, like we'll actually be able to dig out this area fairly quickly. This is all much, much hardier. On the bright side, we need all that coal for smelting. All the coal, all the iron, everything we need. The town's doing pretty well. We've managed to survive a couple of big raids recently. Putting our ballistas to work. I'm going to try to build a trebuchet up here today. We also don't have an onager, but I feel like a trebuchet is just a better version. So there's a couple little tiny odd projects. You know, we could rebuild this old lookout tower, but I do really love how it looks decayed and sort of grown over with the trees coming up through it now. It's a nice vibe. Any research that comes up, we're just grabbing right away because we only have a few things left. Distilling, chemistry, siege engines, wood carving, some like wooden weaponry and stuff. I guess at least the end game stuff we're doing. That said, I ain't gonna have room for all these books. So I best be building some wall bookcases. This is the treasury down here. Ain't no reason not to cover it with bookcases. Quite frankly. Other than it's going to cost a crazy amount of wood. But, you know, well, we got lots of trees. We'll do okay on that front. In fact, I'll mark some of these to get cut down, because a bunch of them are dead, a bunch of them are mature. This is the old growth forest. It's been hanging around for a while. Yeah, you're like, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. We don't need all these dead trees. That guy's dead. Just thin it out. This guy's in the middle of what's meant to be a road. There is some talk about also building a road through town. I have an idea for it with dirt in the middle and then just limestone, non-processed limestone on the side. It's just trying to make our guys do only one thing at a time. So books everywhere. Books are going in everywhere. I mean, I don't believe that our storage is overflowing. Well, mostly it's full of leather, linen, and the skulls of our enemies. Also, a lot of paintings. Let's turn off these roofs. And let's slap a few paintings around. We've had people slowly been making paintings and rugs so that we could do some decorations. I kind of wanted to put a rug and a painting in everybody's bedroom. You got one, you got one, you got one. None of these people in the inn have rugs. So let's give them some rugs. Especially when your room is literally just the size of a rug. It really ties that room together. And then I have, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 skulls of my enemies. Did we put them outside the walls? That certainly sends a message. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That certainly sends a message. I'm going to be honest, though. I don't think we can reach any of those. So, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to work. As much as I love the idea. I thought maybe we could just, like, swim across and they could do it from the water, but no shot. The original idea for these were also just, like, fill the ossuary with them. Which, I guess, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7. This might get expanded on this side. We are kind of running out of room for bones, but also not the most important. Fence breach. Ooh, that is a more critical fence breach. Double fence breach. Well, they got us. They figured out how to escape. Triple fence breach. What is going on? Outrageous. How do all of my fences break down at the same time? Glitchy rain noise. Poor Mazlik out here. The only... everyone... He was the first druid. The leader of the Oak Brethren. We didn't have anyone who believed in the restitution, really. They you know, they kind of practice it, but not very much. And then we just had a couple of wandering preachers, and everything went downhill from there. The whole place went restitution, and now we're building a cathedral. Now we are like the center of faith. It's shocking. Right. Couple of more clay bricks in here. Do some more of these wooden beams as well. Also gonna floor up a chunk of that. I dare say we can make stockpiles there soon. Ooh. I dare say I'm running out of clay. Dung bricks. They don't really have a spot to be stored right now. They do work as fuel. Decompose in 1 year. Nah, you know what? I'm not too worried about this. I am a little bit worried that we're not gonna have enough clay. We do have a pile of it down here. So maybe I should let us go loot some of that pile. I kind of filled in our quarry with the moat. It felt like the right idea to me. Wow, we really thinned out that forest. Mysterious gift. from Ritsujin. It looks like booze. It's booze. It's way up on the mountain, so we're gonna leave that be. Let that just exist to upgrade our wealth. All right, I think once this piece is done as well, we can dig out. We can set up the last beam, and then we should just be able to dig out the rest of this. That's certainly the hope. I guess what I could do is that, which would allow me to do the walls. Yeah, let's do it that way. No, I need that piece. There we go. Okay. I mean, there's just coal just spilling up through the floors right now because they don't know where to put it all. So I was kind of thinking like... I guess the coal is probably going to all be stored down here. Mined resources mangled. I don't love that. We're going to make this a iron, gold, silver stockpile. And we'll let them start bringing stuff down. And then we'll make sure this is all, like, safe and secure before we go crazy on any of the rest of this. Boop, 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 boop. We maybe want another beam, like, here. And then I think smelters along, like, here, here, here. We'll do 3. Because there's a lot of different stuff that we could be smelting. Which, I guess that said... What kind of smelters do we want to make? We can do clay smelters or limestone smelters. Good question. We're kind of running out of clay just trying to build this room. Though that being said, clay is a lot more of like an infinite resource. There's another pilgrim. Pilgrims spread the word. 3 out of 5. We only need 2 more. You got another fence breach. So it does appear that I don't actually need to have them run an event. They just got to show up, do their pilgrimage, and then go on their merry little way. So today is mostly just going to be about letting them do that. We peaceful. Promise we are not bandits. Try explaining that while your walls are covered in skulls. Well, they were just the skulls of our enemies, you know. We got to let people know that we are going to defend ourselves. Perhaps it's a holy skull. You know, similar to our reliquaries. I mean, it ain't, but... What was that noise, Mona? You heard something funny, too. Every now and then I think, am I hearing something? Or am I going crazy? And I always know if the cats are also like, what the hell was that? Then I know something's up. Livy with the lightning strike. Let's see where you hit. Honestly, lightning strike roulette's a lot of fun. Nowhere close. Ooh. Actually, pretty close. Are they going to put that out? It does look like Dr. Sean is grabbing buckets. I was going to say, that's on like the far edge of my forest. That could be bad. But it's under control. Sorry, babies. Take a life. My partner, schizophrenic, uses the same trick with the cats. It's a good little trick. Definitely helps. Yeah, I want to dig out all that limestone, but no. Let's focus. Let's focus. Slowly but surely. So yeah, I guess we'll say this stockpile will be coal. Very high. Noroth is up here making mechanical components. For crossbows? Only I do not know what we are making mechanical components for and that we're burning through. I have 0 wooden mechanical components right now. I ain't building anything that requires that. Sweet Jiminy Crickets, that's a lot of gold. Why is there a big hole in the ground here? You know what? Sometimes you're better off not asking questions. Maybe that hole was just there. They got this poor druid of the Oak Brotherhood just working underneath the blacksmith, endlessly mining coal. It's a bit dark. Well, I guess that's why we're going to be needing them. There's the trebuchet. Oil splash. Lay a trail of oil splashes and ignite a fiery trail. Fiery chain. Oh man, the trebuchet doesn't quite fit there, but it would fit here. It would absolutely fit on top of this castle. We better move that bell. Yeah, it's a better spot for that bell anyway. I could also still squeeze an onager up here if I really wanted. It's not a bad idea. So, there we go. Trebuchet. My cow is hungry. Do we have no food? Uh-oh. We have a ton of hay. We also have a ton of cabbages. What's going on with the animal feed? What's going on with the simple meals, for that matter? What's going on with our chefs? We have 2 chefs on 2. Christy and Turg. They should be making food until it's going out of style. I find that strange. Minimum range is so huge on trebuchet, it's going to be mostly useless. Listen, I'm not building that trebuchet to use it. I'm building that trebuchet to flex. It's not useless. It's going to hit stuff up here. And up here, and up here. Mostly it's going to hit stuff on this mountain. That's the main reason for it. $250 wood. Wood. No, we have so much wood. I have 1,500 wood right now. All right, homies. What's going on? Christy is digging. I do appreciate that, but I am pretty sure you have mining on a 3, cooking on a 2. What's happening here? There it is. Oh, that is so goddamn annoying. So I'm missing an herb, but they put everything else in here for the lavish meal. Because everything else is in here, they can't cancel it. So I just have to like delete that. And now she can go back to making actual food. All my animals are starving. All my people are starting to starve because they couldn't figure out how to stop cooking a meal once they started. That seems like the kind of thing that a patch should address. They've been pretty good. And I will say this, they've been pretty good at putting in patches so far. And a lot of things I have sooked and complained about during this campaign, I realized went away the moment I updated to the newest patch version. So credit where credit's due. He's almost done. I think I'll put a beam there just for safety. Safety beam. Boom, 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 boom. I can't wait to have a place to put all this gold and silver and iron and everything else. It's like the same weird thing happened here with the iron for a while, where it was at like 111, but they had already started putting other stuff in there, so they couldn't start making steel until the iron got emptied. Which does remind me. Sweatuli has been borne away by shining knights against her will. She slipped away by night, traveling barefoot along rough and broken roads. Pray, take me in, do not forsake me. Would you shelter me? Questing paladins might follow. You are a bloodthirsty netmaker, but you are a restitutionist. You're actually really bad at basically everything. And you're being followed by a very big army. I will help you. Because I am not some sort of coward. I don't understand. It looks like I have an insane amount of steel. And then... I don't? Oh, I don't. But if I did, I would make that plate armor. I have 7 mail helmets. That seems a bit over the top, homies. My cattle died. No. Did it starve to death? Died a lingering death. How old were you? Dude, we had this cattle for so long waiting for a female cow to show up. Never did. Yeah, all the animals are starving to death right now. All right, you're about to finish simple meals. Can you please work on animal feed? Christian Marie no longer considers Paul as a friend because Paul likes really ugly art. Well, you know. That's how it goes. Okay, we got to refuel. What are you refueling? You're refueling a torch up there. No, homie. I need somebody to make this food. Jareth? Okay, you're making animal feed. Culinary. You're back on simple meals now because everybody's eating. I might just need to put some hay in here. No, they got some animal feed in there. How berserk are they going to go for it? The polecat. A wild polecat. I'm sorry, excuse me. A wild polecat comes in, stands through a fence, and eats my animal food. Honey, you're done. You're done, little polecat. It's time for you to go. I guess this is a good reminder that I should also probably build some torches on the outside of town. Because is it really fair for me to say otherwise? Unbelievable. Candelabras. Why don't we just have for generic torches? Gold, iron, wood. How about that? How about we do that? Pretty sure your ex-wife said the same thing. Cabbages? Alright. I'm going to allow that only because it's on the other side of the bridge. Everyone's like, my god, let's get out there. There's so many cabbages. All of our cabbages in the rain. Ooh, pretty good lightning strike. Middle of the rain, though. The puppy dog. Good job, puppy dog. Look at you go. What a good doggy. Search party arrives in 1 day, 10 hours. Is there anything we need to do to prepare for that search party? Make plate mail. Christy Marie does not have armor. Nor does Turg. But I have 2 extra sets of mail. I forgot I have to do this on both sides. I don't know what season it is. Autumn. Auto equipping. Yes. And sweet loot. Right, I should probably also set you up, because I have not done that. So, sleep. Leisure. Manage. You need a name. Somebody I think actually claimed a name earlier. Adelard. Which was meant to be Adelhard, but I'm gonna let it go as it is. You are good at absolutely nothing but kiss, and I said tailoring and intellectual. You're really bad at melee and marksman. Honestly, I think I'm gonna say like melee one-handed clothing only. Flee if you get spotted. You're gonna join Paul in the church is what you're gonna do. You are not going to be tending anybody. You could jowl on a 4. You're not going to be hunting. You're not going to be constructing with those stats. You do like fishing. I'll allow that. You're terrible at botany. You do like animal husbandry. You're terrible at mining. You're terrible at cooking. Crafting is non-skilled, so you can do that. Smithing, you're not going to touch. Carpentry, you're not going to stuff. Tailoring, you're okay at. Alchemy, you're actually passionate about. Same with research. Art, you're bad at. I'm going to put you on Hall, too. Yep. I'm going to put you on Hall, too. You're going to basically be a dedicated hauler. Which we don't really need because we have trained dogs now, but, I don't know, man. Polecat carcass is decomposed on the stockpile. Seems shockingly fast. Watch me die to a polecat training arc. Training arc is not a bad idea. I have no spare rooms. At all. I have a prisoner trying to be recruited, and I got nowhere to put them once they do. Now, they're only at 39%, thankfully, but... I guess we are about to get raided, so who knows who's gonna die? Not me. That's a mystery. Is that a herb? Ooh, it is. Oh my god. Some more of them over here. Not all of them are ready for harvest. I hope I only harvested the ones that were good to go. What are all these cats doing? Oh, no, they stopped. There must have been like a corpse in the hills. They were like, cat time, time to eat the corpses of our enemies. How's this looking? Ooh, this is looking done. Outside of a little beaming work. And then that last little dig pile. But basically done. Functionally done. If all those walls are in as well, I can also finally build a door. Without worrying that the place will flood. So that also means I can start building smelters. Should we do like 1, 2, 3? Or just like 1, 2, 3? I think we'll just do 1, 2, 3. Originally, I was thinking like, oh, maybe I'll have a little like strip of stump next to them. So that they have room to like put down their iron bars and whatnot, but yeah, it's not like that stuff stacks very well right now anyway. This zone can keep expanding for all the coal that's down here. Cold and gold. Can I just move this? I can. That's nice. So we'll also relocate that when it's ready. How is the magic supernatural in this game, if at all? None that I've seen. You know, we have druids, but that's just like pagan religion more than anything else. We have fire arrows. Those are kind of magical, but generally no, not that I've seen. I imagine it is a ripe place for modding. Would probably go pretty well. Dude, we're gonna have to sell off some cats or something. We got a lot of cats going on. A lot of cats and a lot of coal. I wouldn't mind some magic. Certainly having a wizard's tower would be very fitting. Okay. You. I'm going to make you on iron forever. We're also going to need, I am realizing, I think if we put tools down here, I think it will allow this to count as a workshop. Which I'm not sure if it improves smelters. You gotta be kidding me. You're telling me that I put a smelter inside and it loses 40% efficiency? I mean, it makes perfect sense, but I'm mad about it. Well, maybe this is the brewery then. God damn, there's no outside space anywhere unless I move the gallows. If I move those smelters, I could put the gallows here in the town square. Technically, our hoop rings are there. Oh, buddy. Oh, boy. Oh, geez. Oh, man. What do I do about that? Well, definitely don't build that other smelter. That's for darn tootin'. The amount of effort I just put into digging this out. Can you terraform water spaces into land spaces? You sure can. A lot of room where the animals are. But that's their pen. And they're already so crowded. And we already have an overgrown, half knocked down watchtower. Technically, also, all of these trees are actual trees. So these are all walnut trees and quince trees. So these provide me food. Which is the other reason they're over here. That's actually an orchard. The thing is I would want the smelters nearby. I could like put one there. Dig out this little landmass. Well, we used to have a shrine here. There used to be a shrine here when I was your age. We'd pray to the old gods. They wouldn't do much for us, but we liked the way they thought about stuff. Winter has arrived. The old gods would keep us warm in the wintertime. Violent extortionists are here to take back this character. Ooh, I like your hat. You got a flimsy crown. Hey, I got a question. Should we talk to this violent extortionist? Should we ignore this violent extortionist? Or should we shoot this violent extortionist with a ballista? I think you know the answer. Lock and load, baby. Is this a war crime? Oh, you missed. Try again. you doing, buddy? Here we go. That looks like it's just going to hit the Merlin. And I think that's still the only shot you have. You seem to not know how to make this thing work. Did you break or something? What's going on? Deliver ammunition. Trebuchet storage full. Operate trebuchet. Shoot this dweeb. Shoot this dweeb repeatedly until he's dead. How about that? Can you figure that out? I want to pray. He's broken. All right, Jareth. Go off. Go do whatever the hell you want to do. Dr. Sean, can you pick up this ballista and use it? Why is my ballista working? I mean, it always hits a Merlin. Did you get upset that I tried to shoot a negotiator? That I tried to commit some sort of war crime? Great. Alright. Fine. No ballistas. Build the trebuchet. I'm working on it. It just needs an insane amount of components. Spear? I don't need to be making spears. Ballista bolts, yes. This. Waiting for wood. That does not seem like that should be any trouble to make. What is Half Pint doing? Recruiting. Well, I guess you are the warden, so that's allowed. Wood carving. All right, I'll send Paul over. I mean, he's right there anyway, so. I'd like to do something with all these buckets of water. Surrender Adelard back, make him an offer, or refuse to bow. I'm gonna refuse to bow. 3 hours. Couldn't have waited until, like, my guys were rested, could I? Literally, they're all going to fall asleep, and then everyone's going to show up and be like, time to die. Wondering if we will see some sort of post-release roadmap for this? I hope so. One of the big things is, like, there's a bunch of items that you can't make. Like warhammers, for example. Big honking warhammers. And, I don't really see why. Meat pies, stuff like that. Like, there are objects that are in the game that we just don't have a way to make yet. Which seems a bit criminal. Ding, ding, dong, dong, ding, dong. Yay! My dong and bell worked. All right, everybody out of the inn. Enemies are starting their attack. Good news. They're coming from the river. Bad news. They do have tree cover. Good news, we have ballistas. I also kind of wish that, like, you could set this rally point to be like build a rally point and then it had like an area around it that you could like set people on, or like put people in the same positions and they would go back to the same positions they were last time. I think they all have armor at least this time around. So, plus veni di Jareth. Half a pinto. Plus, I want you there because you actually have access to fire arrows. Jareth, you can go there. Ooh, wow, you guys are coming in already? Ooh, damn. Eye troll. Actually, sorry. Eye troll go there. Noroth go there. Chiyu. Ballista? Everybody hold ground. And you guys have fire arrows already active. That's good. Oh, this guy's got a battering ram. Is that ballista ready to fire? No. It's got to wind it up. No! I let my drawbridge on fire. It's maybe a good thing. Now that I say it out loud. Okay, homie. Blast him. Oh! So hard to time that. I want you guys to kill the guy with the battering ram, because if things go south here, I have to close the portcullis. Please. Okay. He's dead. We have a fire going. This guy is also some sort of super dude in golden mail armor. No iron. It just looks gold. A tower shield with a flimsy warhammer. Doesn't have a hat. But he does seem dangerous. Definitely I want you guys attacking the people who don't have shields. That's interesting that you can even attack at that angle. You go for him. Half point you're on them. Okay, Noroth. Jarth, you I'm actually going to put on the shielded guy because, you know what, you also have fire arrows, so I'm going to put both of you on there. I'm curious what determines how fast you reload a ballista, because I'm noticing that Chio is way slower at this than the people we've used in the past. Good fire arrows, good fire arrows. Most of these would be pretty bad shots. Why don't you go for Galfred? Boom. And then, honestly, Chio, I think I'm just gonna say go there. I don't think we need the ballista anymore. All these dudes can go on default. What are you doing? Moving some dirt around? Yeah, I guess so. Jester is not in a good spot. I think I'm gonna get you to flee. Critical condition on Jester. Oh yeah, you're down. Head alert. Carry this head alert to an empty bed. Livy is trying to solo a bunch of people. Let's go! The beleaguered settlement came under attack in the winter of 1356. The ordeal continued for 2.5 hours. All settlers survived the raid, and 15 sworn enemies died during the fight. Jareth, the bravest of them all, dealt the most damage. I mean, he is our master at arms, and he is really good with that bow. Jester took the most damage from the enemy, thinking only of defending Turtopia, and Maslik blocked the most hits. Ramsey would like to surrender. Lucia would rather die than surrender. And Purnell is a real rabble-rouser. She would love to start a riot in the cells. I don't understand. This says she would rather die than surrender. And this one just says she's a rabble-rouser. Wow. Is this because I don't have enough beds? I do have enough beds. I have 4 beds. Why can't I select these two? Her kind of makes sense, but then why is it saying that she's surrendering? Livy is unconscious. All of my archers, shoot that big character. There you go. Where are you going, dude? Fleeing. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess this kind of makes sense. Oh, that guy's captured? Let's de-ring the bell. Did that work? How are we all feeling? Half pint. It says you're sleeping, but I am going to get you... Oh, sorry. It says you're quenching fires, but I am going to get you to escort this guy to a cell and put him in shackles. What? No. Keep that open. Did I click that? I don't feel like I did that. That one almost looked like it hit base. You gave me a good scare on that one. All right, we are going to allow all this stuff. We are also going to say there are 17 corpses here. Yep. Couple ballista bolts. Well, I mean, they're right there. I'll allow them. 17 corpses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 corpses. I'm going to dig up those graves soon. Well, also, we're going to win pretty soon, so maybe I don't have to worry about it. What's on fire? Oh, that stuff. Who's dying? You are. Waiting for medical treatment. Who are my doctors? 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 Give me the news. Christy, Paul, and Plus. Paul, you're actually a pretty damn good doctor at this point, especially considering you don't really do much of anything else. I don't think you need to harvest things, so why don't we get you over here? Mr. Paul. No? You're like, I refuse. A lot of people waiting for medical treatment. Jester's the only one in super critical condition. Jester, what are you doing? Hungry? Unbelievable. Dude. I'm dying, but also I could really use a snack. My cheek is pierced. My lung is pierced. My ribs are broken, and I have a bruised leg. Severe loss of motor function. But I got enough in me to get to church and have a snack. Countess the chicken has died, wiped out by an unnamed polecat. Dude, these polecats. This would be really solvable if I would just put some torches over here. I'm pretty sure if you have torches, they are protected from predators. In fact, I know that to be the case. I'll put one torch there. And I'll take one of these standing torches. Not relocate. Copy. Put it in this corner. So, Paul, you're tending wounds? You're tending somebody's wounds. You're not tending the wounds of the people in the hospital, though. You're tending Christy Marie's wounds, who is already up and moving around. This is the thing I find really funny, also. Now you're hungry. Well, Jester seems to be healing, so... Now you're filling your food pouch. Now you're leading a ceremony. All right, man. It doesn't say anybody's dying, so I gotta assume they're not. Jester's hungry. Hide the cats. Killed them after the notification. Target-rich environment for the archers. Yeah, the archers did really well there. I will also say those crossbows have made a big difference. Wow, that is a hungry pack of wolves in the forest. Did we get that other prisoner? Ah, we did. Ramsey. You're shackled. You're also shackled. One thing you can actually do is you can put shackled people to work. So, like, I could have this shackled person cooking me food, for example. Now, how I do that? Here we go. Captive laborer. Captive laborers move about freely performing tasks assigned to the overview panel. Keep their spirits up to minimize escape attempts, though their shackles mean they won't get far. Circle of Avalon and Band of the She-Wolves. I thought the Band of the She-Wolves liked me. Maybe not. How are you, Ramsey? What are your deals? Your Solemnant, which is like the biphasic sleeping, and your Aesthetic. You prefer the austerity of a cold beer cell. Well, have I got news for you. Carpentry and construction. You're pretty good at mining. You're decent at melee and marksman. Yeah, I'll recruit you. Old Ramsey Bolton. Why not, right? Nothing I can do, coach. He's in the hands of Our Lady. Yeah, you know, something I could have done here was do like half roofs and then half roofs, and I could have just made like one big super steeple in the center. It doesn't really make a lot of sense because there is a pathway underneath, but some foolishness. Where did I sit with this in the end? No, we're good, hey? Nope, not really. I hate all these options. Let's just go with the low one. We mostly look this way, so at least it's blended in a little bit. Day 2 of winter. All right. So, this is done. Blessedly. But these are working at 60%. Now, I could easily put a brewery in here. And you know what? It is like facing a lot of this other stuff. It's just that the smelters are really what I need. Yeah, if I move the gallows... okay, I'm gonna move these hoop and stick games. Did we ever build that bowling pin game? I thought we did, but I don't see it here anymore, so. People do love the old hoop and stick, so I hate to... I don't want to, like, get rid of it. You know what, why don't we put one there? In front of that fence post. Because this is like where people eat lunch and picnic. That feels like the kind of place you want to hoop and stick. This other one. You could fit right there. Hoop and stick it is. And if you miss, you hit whoever's working down that place. Alright, well, with those gone, I could definitely just put the gallows here instead. That way it's like in front of the castle. Just gotta wait for this stuff to be moved. This statue I am going to want to relocate. I don't know, man. Out here, maybe? We've so many of these wooden statues right now. That's really the gift that That's the top tier gift we've gotten this entire campaign. Has been like the 20 statues we got really early on. We can also then just deconstruct that. Everybody's going to be snoozing right now, but we'll figure it out. This shrine is going to want to move as well then. I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to tuck it away. Mostly just because I'm going to need this room for coal and ore and all the other boring old stuff we got going on here. So, like, that's going to be iron ore. Iron nuggies. That's going to be charcoal nuggies. And then the rest we'll figure out. Relocate. Clay furnace. Relocate. Clay furnace. Ironically enough, it feels like this should be the blacksmith now. So that storage is not needed anymore. That storage is not needed anymore. I might still store some like metal bars down here, but we'll put in a brewing station instead, and we'll make good old alcohol. Good old-fashioned alcohols. Now, I have no idea what the brewing station needs, but we'll also pick up things like the distillery. We have an oil press, I want to say. We don't have one of these made yet. Could be all the weird stuff down here. So, you're going to be on iron ingots forever, and you're going to be on steel ingots until you have, I don't know, man, 200. And then you can smelt gold and you can smelt silver afterwards. I am really going to worry about letting you do that beforehand because, frankly, we got enough stuff to deal with. Punctures lungs, release some pressure. Read that somewhere once. A bolt will do. I think that's how that works. And all of these can be enemies. So somebody should start dragging those corpses out of the way now as well, instead of just letting the wolves eat them all. Not that I really have any problem with that. The wolves seem to be doing a pretty good job. Yeah, you're burying. Okay, great. Fantastic. I think given the amount of coal we have, I want to say only use coal for smelting. I ain't certain that's the right idea, but it is the idea we're going to go with. Dung bricks are being stored in here. That does not seem like the right choice. They shouldn't be. I don't know why they are. All right, a brewery. We can make fermenting ale out of barley. We can make fermenting mead out of honey. We have honey. And we can make fermenting beer out of barley and herbs. Well, we don't have barley or herbs. We do have honey, though. And I don't think we use it for anything else, so... I guess the reasonable thing to do would be to say... This is fermenting ingredients. You're working on an oil press, which makes us flammable oil out of oil source and coal. Pray tell, what's oil source? Cabbages, seeds, and tallow. Incendiary trebuchets, incendiary onagers, trebuchets, onagers. Greek fire, flammable oil. Well, I mean, what else am I going to use all that tallow for? And then we'll say this will be like flammable oil. Church of Restitution Chapel created. Did you strike the church with lightning? Vanity. Rude. You're in trouble. You're in trouble, young man. Now the church is on fire. Oh, is it too cold? Yes. Also, I made that roof out of clay. Huzzah. Paul, why are you sending us 4,500 human meat? I don't want 4,500 human meat. That's not what we do in this colony. Tempting as it may be. A pilgrim. One more? Uno mas. We only need one more pilgrim and we get our win. Rough wine has turned into aged fine wine. That's kind of funny. I guess this should be on very high priority. Does booze need to be stored? I guess it's fermenting ingredients, so probably not. Will ferment in 21 hours. It ideally needs to be greater than 6 degrees, but less than 14. It's almost 6 degrees in here. Well, I feel like that's a very solvable issue. Put in one brazier and that should heat right up. Put in one brazier and that should heat right up. To be useful if you hadn't hated that lovely cannibal lady, I assure you there are quite a few cannibals in this colony. We just don't let them eat human meat anymore. But we do have a few cannibals. I'm not going to say no to somebody just because they're a cannibal, you know. I'm just going to try not to let them be a cannibal anymore. Everything within reason. So, herb seed. Is this stuff... that was a question I had. Is this stuff going bad? It doesn't seem to be. I can't select it while it's on the shelf. Pile decomposes in never. I had a bunch of saplings go bad. Temperature on the floor, raining underwater. Yeah, I do not know what really triggers that. What I really should just do is build a barn in this corner. They'd all have lots of places to go. They'd have this nice little zone where they'd be safe. I'm going to put a little torch here above their food. They should know. They should know that fire is safe for them. It's bad for the pack of wolves who lives in the forest outside of town. I actually love this. I love that I planted a forest and that a pack of wolves was like, yeah, man, we'll live there. There's a lot of corpses in front of your place. There's a lot of food that ends up in this area. Why not? That seems like a good idea. What's this homie doing? He's just like leading a ceremony. Isabella Nelond. I suppose I could have a ceremony with Isabella and some aged fine wine. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. You know what, man? We're going to go crazy. How about 2 bottles of aged fine wine? I like when the pilgrims get to give a little speech. Yeah, I don't know if they're going in there and they're saying like, wow, I think they're going in there and they're saying this room is so open. I like that this room is open. Such a spacious room. And then I think they go up here in this one tile corridor and then through this one tile corridor, and this one especially is like, we don't like that. All right, homie has finished his Eucharist and now he's on his way out. You're smelting iron and you are doing your best to smelt steel. I have plate armor. That means I can tell my knights to stop wearing mail. Yeah. You also don't need to be wearing this flimsy winter clothing. We have better winter clothing than that. That is dismantled tainted. This is dismantled flimsy. This is dismantled like broken. So I'm actually going to go flimsy to sturdy now for dismantling. For clothing at least. And same thing here. Our dudes have become good enough that we can start accepting better quality and everything. Something really feels like it's not working here. I don't know what's going on with this wooden contraption. Yeah, he never makes this piece. This is meant to be half pint. Praying. Cannot find a path. No fuel. That's interesting. How can you not find a path to that? Because of the staircase? Because of the stockpile? I'm a little lost, but an easy fix would just be to put it here. Because it kind of messes with actually, an easier fix would be to put it here. And it's like tucked under the stairs as well. A lot less room for wood, but But we do have this old spot where those smelters were. I could certainly put a little roof on this and like store more wood here. And I kind of like that idea. I think it's kind of cute. I just can't help myself. I guess I would need to do clay brick pillar. Along with some wooden beams. Now, I do wonder, can I actually roof that? Can I half roof this? No. I could just put floor on it. And I guess that's what I'll have to do. I don't know why I built a clay brick wall there. That's why you can't reach anything. That's the problem. Ay, ay, ay. I accidentally built a clay brick pillar in front of the place. Product target number reached. Wood and mechanical 10. Ah, so I guess we just need to move them up here. I need 35 for that trebuchet, though. So I guess 35 is the new magic number. And if this guy needs 20 mechanical components, then I guess 20 mechanical components is the new magic number. Earl again, playing lightning roulette, I see. Ba 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 bum. Bum? Oh, I'm on 1 speed. Ba 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 bum. My timing was all off. Oh, you might light all those rugs on fire. And Paul dropping off some salt. I'll take that. That's the only way for me to make salt eels. Delicious salted eels. Well, here are we on research. 21, 12, and 20. What do we need for these? Distilling, we'll need 30 books. Chemistry, through the saltpeter. So that's for Greek fire, saltpeter, and quicklime. So I think it's just that I make quicklime, I make saltpeter, and then I mix that with oil in the oil press to make Greek fire. I think. Aquavite, a powerful medicinal alcohol. Oh, well, I like that. We'll build you next. Fruit juice has turned into rough wine. Cool. So yeah, I didn't realize this. They take the rough wine, they bring it in here, they put it on the floor, and then it ferments again into aged wine. But it's not going to ferment very well in here. So I'm also going to say that you should take stimulants. Rough wine. And I guess that's it. That's the only one that keeps aging. So we'll stir the rough wine in here. 21 degrees inside this room. That's It's a lot hotter than I anticipated. The pile is actually going to rot in here at 21 degrees. How is it that hot? $16 degrees. Fermenting mead. No, I'm wrong, dudes. Rough wine does not go in here. We just gotta let it age slowly. My bad, my bad, my bad. I mean, we don't really seem to eat a lot of it, so... Drink a lot of it. Same difference. An offering was accepted. Where do you check the drop status? If you click above chat, or you click on your like profile up in the top right on Twitch, you should be able to go down to drops, and it should take you to the page and show you how long you need for it. The Twitch drops have been this little scarecrow, the sundial, this little guy, and then a bunch of purple torches, purple braziers, purple torches. Which are kind of foolish, but I do like their glow. I really love the... I hate this person because they like ugly art. Okay, we have a ton of linen. Paul is working on better clothes. We also have a lot of water in this room, which is dumb. Is there anywhere I can store that? Could I store a bunch of water in the lake? I tell you what, I think I'll just say... I don't even know what water is under. Miscellaneous? No. Material? Water. Medium priority. Great. What happens is every time there's a fire, somebody tries to get buckets of water from the lake. But then also anytime anything floods, you get buckets of water, and there's literally nothing you can do with water except for put out fires, as far as I am aware. And so it's just stockpiles and stockpiles and stockpiles. And you can't really sell it either. So hopefully they take it all out of here. I'm actually going to say don't store water in this room at all, because I would like it all gone. And this vinegar should also be stored down here. So I'm realizing there's not a lot of room. Let me tell, what is vinegar under? Manufactured material? Yes. Just because vinegar is basically only used for making stuff. I guess also for that same matter, salt could be stored in there. What do we got? Distillery. The Spirit Distillery. The spirit of the distillery. Building up quite the fortress. We're almost won. We have to literally just wait for a single pilgrim to show up and visit our church and chapel here. And then we are finito on this campaign, which I am extremely satisfied with. I'm very happy with how our fortress turned out. I would like to get that trebuchet up and running too, but I'm not gonna complain if we don't. You're on low. What are you guys on? Stockpile? Stockpile? You're on high. All right, well, let's put you on medium then. Yeah, all of these 25 water, 25 water. Don't need to be storing any of this. Shackles, archery targets. I mean, like, realistically, shackles should be stored like here next to the jail, or possibly even in the jail. Loud writing. We'll put them in there. And the archery targets, I guess, in the armory would be a pretty smart spot for you. This section here is not really being used. Practice dummies, archery targets, very high. Settlers are suffering from cold. Dude, I don't know how. You're wearing winter clothes. You're wearing like a full outfit. It's not as if I don't have heat on every single one of these floors. I don't have a ton of heat on, but like all the windows are closed. Just gonna have to get over it. So, lightning roulette. So far, we've had a couple of good hits lately. Can you beat the church? Nobody has been directly struck by lightning. Oh, just outside of town. What if it's not over like in Rimworld when you turn on the spaceship? No, because I think we clicked the button to do this, and then this was the like build the spaceship part. It was like trigger what kind of victory you want, and then it was like, okay, here's a bunch more stuff to do to actually become the cathedral. So I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident that's going to be how it is. Distillery. You can make alcohol. You use... Interesting. So alcohol is like medical grade alcohol. And it thinks I have an incredible amount of it because I think you guys gifted me insane amounts of alcohol out here. So that's basically only used in disinfectants, advanced healing kits. Orange Quake with a bunch of milk. The milkman himself. And ferocious wildlife. Oh my god. Fetch me the holy hand grenades of Antioch. Deo gratias Domine. Nona Deis requiem. Oh, the cats! Oh my god, my army of cats. They came out here and they were like, these rabbits are ours. We will crush them. But the rabbits are fighting back. Oh no. Mena. No! My brave kitty cat warriors. Popeye, get out of there. Listen, dudes, this is a fight you picked. And I support you as my soldiers. You've made me proud. You led the first strike against the Rabbit Rebellion. Who needs a holy hand grenade of Antioch when you've been accidentally breeding cats in the food cellar for like 5 years in game? Most dramatic battle ever fought in a video game. Honestly, it's definitely been one of the more dramatic ones. We've had some people die. We've had people shot by ballistas. I'm pretty sure Jareth killed somebody, shot him in the back of the head during that attack we did on a bandit camp. But not nearly as bad as getting rid of these rabbits. Now, that being said, there's like 8 rabbit carcasses out here. And I can make stew out of all of them. I'm going to unforbid them. Is what I'm going to do. And you might be thinking that's crazy, because I might be getting somebody killed. But I'd like to believe that our colonists in plate armor and... Oh! You weren't the guy to do this. Run! Run away! Run bravely away! The one guy who's like who's non-combat decided to come out here and fight these rabbits. Can you do it? Oh, you're scared. You're scared. All right, he's sleeping now. Now's your chance. Homie, where'd you go? You're all the way in the corner. This is very entertaining. Watching one guy, the one non-combat guy, get chased around by rabbits. My brother in Christ. All right. Just go home. You have a mace. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could just donk him on the head and now he'll run away. Like, it's bedtime. Go home, buddy. Go get ready for Betty. Obi-Cat Kenobi, you are our only hope. Kitty Cats did well, man. I'm proud. I'm a proud cat dad. Proud cat baron? I'm not really sure at this point. God, the ossuary is really giving spooky vibes. We put so many skulls in here, it's upgraded to modest. Forget the fact that it is full of bones. A deep dank cave underground. They're like, wow, are those the skulls of our enemies? Damn, this isn't bad. I'd pay like $2,000 in rent for this spot. What's that? It floods occasionally? No, that's not a problem. Look how many skulls of our enemy we have. Luxurious. So I guess this guy is not really making alcohol for me then. Mostly we're just making fruit juice. Occasionally we're making mead. But we also only have one hive. One skep. That being said, other skeps nearby. If I put another skep there, then perhaps another skep over here. Yes. I could allow for 3 skeps. Who is running away? What happened? Fence breach. God damn it. All right. Time to fix the fences. I could be wrong, but I think these rabbits are killing each other. Or the cats are killing them. No, I think it's just the cats. There's not many left. It's very funny. The cats keep chasing them down. We don't have like a lot of stockpile here. But I will take as many rabbits as we can. It's free leather. It's free meat. It's free real estate. The fridge is doing really well. I mean, I will be honest. This is ill-gotten cabbages through a gift. Step complete. Pilgrims have arrived. We did it. In the winter of 1356. Our castle complete. All of our major goals set out. We've got the moat, we've got the drawbridge, the tower, the outside wall. I love this. Has unironically become like one of my favorite parts of the castle right now. This entire orchard that, like, I just planted a few trees and then I just didn't cut anything else down here. So this is all mostly fruit trees. Oh, there's a handful of maples. These are oaks in here. This is actually an orchard. But I just kind of let it grow so that the animals would have some shelter. I love our beautiful little farm. I can't believe this generally produced enough food to feed us. Every now and then we had to buy stuff. But I'm pleased as punch. This little shrine that's looking out over everything. Honestly, I love it so that it's like you come in and there's like the first temple here. The temple to these the Oak Brethren. And then you come in, you've got a lake on your left, you've got a farm on your right, and then immediately it's like the shrine overlooking you. You've got this beautiful trade market square. You've got homes. You've got a little friendly picnic table. And then it's like the church and the inn. All the works, all the shops are down here alongside the castle. So it really does feel like sort of the military. Because really it's like making armor, making weapons, making bows. All the military stayed on the bottom level. And then all the people stuff stayed up above. I'm super stoked. I'm very pleased. Let's wrap this bad boy up, if that's the case. When everything is ready, enact a dedication ceremony that will confer Turbtopia as the new center of pilgrimage in the region. You know what? Just in case. Just in case. You know, because I might want to continue and do some other stuff. Who knows? You are about to trigger the last step in becoming the center of pilgrimage. Doing so will call a group of pilgrims to enact the final dedication ceremony. The following settlers will be forced to leave your settlement, Maslick Shacklewood. Because he is a druid of the Oak Brethren, he's not allowed to stay. Damn, dude. Church of the Third Coming is now friendly. The Akreen Disciples has become friendly. Betty Croft. I guess that is the pilgrim himself. Fence breaches are being fixed. No, there's another fence breach. God damn. So I guess they have to show up and they have to do the baptismal ceremony. The dead of winter. Who's that polecat? I see you. Wait. There's a deer at the bottom of this. How did you even get down there? You're underneath the river. We may never know. You know what? It all works in mysterious ways. Here's the homie. The strut into town. Quickly convert Maslick? Nah. It's not going to happen. He's a druid. Yeah, like he's a zealot for Oak Brethren. Hey, you know the cool thing about this? we get to bulldoze the Oak Brethren temple now. We don't need that. That can become a little monastery. Oh my god, that rabbit just tried to attack this pilgrim. Comes into town. All the statues here. Chew's leading a runaway sheep. The sound of booze and smithing. It's very satisfying. The archway to the ossuaries down there. The inn on our side. Open the door. Up to the chapel. He comes on in. Look at all these pilgrims. Holden, Wenthlin, Mirillage, Ajacia. Idle, idle, idle. I guess she's given the ceremony. I don't know. She was the last pilgrim I had, so I assume this guy's got to give a ceremony. They're all leaving. Goodbye. I hope you come back again sometime. My pilgrims. Never ending fence breaches. And so it ends. You have reached the end of Going Medieval. Although the game is complete, you can continue playing for as long as you want. Dudes, I'm stoked. This was awesome. This was a really good playthrough. I really enjoyed this game. How did it take us? It took us 30 hours. 30.4 hours to do that playthrough. I feel like this was just the right amount of time. There's one thing I do love about RimWorld, but it never really feels like it ends. It just feels like you start up a new colony. And I do feel like with the infinite scaling of difficulty of RimWorld, it's just like you're playing until you get wiped out. Most of the time. This was really enjoyable. I really liked it. I also like that, like, settlers, it didn't seem like you had a cap on settlers. Like, you could keep inviting people, keep taking prisoners, keep growing and growing and growing. And it seemed like we got really, really big. I am very curious to see, you know, like, I'd love to do something like take along enough mechanical components that I could build a trebuchet and attack a city. The military stuff seemed really interesting to me, and I felt like we only just started really scratching the surface of it near the end there when we attacked the forest bandit camp. But great time. It's not really infinite. There is a limit, but it is quite high. Yeah. This has been our look at Going Medieval. If you liked it, if you're watching on YouTube, you liked it, put a drop a like in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me see if you'd like to see another campaign of this. And if not, we'll see you back here next time for whatever else we play. Until then, bye-bye.